Hey guys, for this episode I tried to pick a variety of mods with some nostalgic feel to it. I picked a number of mods somewhat related to the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and one or two mods related to Morrowind. The home I chose is the Ayleid Palace Remastered by Skyrim. The original palace exists for a while now, but has been improved recently. The palace is located at the far east side of the Rift region. We will get to this place by horse. And for this part I chose a couple of horse armors. Unlike Oblivion's infamous official horse armor DLC, these won't cost you $2.50 and look a lot better. The first horse armor I found is the craftable horse bardings. This will add a variety of new saddles and new bardings for your horses to the game. These saddles and bardings can be crafted at the forge and can be equipped on a horse. I myself use immersive horses to equip the armors on these horses, but any other mods that let you put items on a horse will do. The retextured horses also come from the mod Immersive Horses. I really like the looks of these armors and saddles and think it's somewhat unique to make the armors craftable and equipable on horses, even though you will need extra mod for it. Each horse armor you see here can be used with or without weapons showing on the armors. The optional horse armor found on the download page has different colors as well. If you don't like the fact you need to craft and equip these armors, then maybe the next mod, Horse Armors for Skyrim, is more to your liking. This mod replaces the horses you can buy with armored horses. In Whiterun you can now buy the Nordic Steel armor horse. In Markarth you find the Dwarven armored horse. In Windhelm we have an ebony plated armored horse. In Riften you can buy a leathered armored horse. And finally in Solitude you can buy the Dragonbone armored horse. On top of that, Shadowmere has been revamped and now has Daedric styled armor, and the horse Frost has been redone with custom armor as well. This unique Frost can also be downloaded as a standalone on the Convenient Horses download page, if you would just want the unique Frost. If these are still not your thing, then perhaps the Tribal Might Horse Armor HD is something more appealing to you. This mod adds a new armored horse. The armor on the horse comes in 4K resolution. To obtain this horse you will have to do some consoling explained in the mod's description. And finally I found two more horses with custom armor, Sethai and Elthrai. You can summon these horses with a new spell bought from Ferengar in Whiterun, or of course do some console magic to make them permanent. Now that we got ourselves a herd of proper looking horses, we continue the tour on Ayleid Palace. Arriving at the Ayleid Palace, we first have to walk up a large staircase. The view from the top here is great. We continue our way left towards the Ayleid Well, which is surrounded by a garden with a sitting space. The Ayleid Well will give some enhancements to your magicka for a while. Having refreshed ourselves at the Ayleid Well, we walk towards the outside bar with some more sitting spaces facing a large pool. Inside the bar we find some more clutter and an oven for your cooking. This place really has its charms both at day and night. The glowing textures on the arches really make it stand out at night. And walking past the pool one more time, we walk a small way back to the Ayleid Well, and from here we have a narrow pathway leading to all the standing stones. And while we're here, let us take a quick look at one of the custom races I'm playing with now. The custom race I'm using obviously is the Golden Saint race. If you don't want to play as this race, but want to have a Golden Saint follower, you can use a spell to summon one with this mod. And this mod also includes the golden weapons and armors I'm using now. From here we walk to the other side of this large garden. The other side of this place looks about the same, but has two stables instead of the bar found on the other side. I begin to notice that a lot of these homes from this author are somewhat symmetric.
Divine smile on you, friend.
To become the owner of this place you will have to pay 50,000 septums. And to afford this we will take up a small loan of 1,000,000 septums. If you are familiar with this palace, then you will notice some differences compared with the original. The textures will overall look better. There have been some objects and other extras added to existing places within the palace. All the beds have been replaced with custom beds. The NPCs inhabiting this palace will use the hairstyles from KS Hairdos. And there is a new crafting hall, some other rooms have been expanded and much more has changed. Like most other mods from this author, it can be downloaded with or without NPCs. And the palace contains 4 wings. In the center of the first wing of this palace we have a large dining table filled up nicely with Ayleid styled tableware. The garden connected to this room has somber sitting spaces and a view on the open sky, which I always find a nice extra inside the interior of a player home. From this garden we walk left towards the lounge area. This is another spacious area which hasn't too much to it compared to most of this palace. However, the aquarium and paintings located by the fireplace go very well together. It's somewhat impressive to me that such an open space can still feel so cozy. The room facing opposite of this lounge room is the kitchen area. Another large and spacious room. I really like this kitchen. The cluttered corner with food and kegs looks great. And the arch overlapping the grill goes very well with the rest of the room. A really well designed kitchen area fitting for a palace like this. The kitchen even has its own cooling cell. The next wing of this palace are the display halls. I took the time again to place all the unique items here. I really need to find a mod that adds all uniques. Anyway, other than making this a pain for me to fill this place through the console, I really like the variety of item displays the author normally includes in his palaces and castles. Not very often do I see homes that go through this extent of placing displays for uniques. For example, other than the more obvious displays for dragon priest masks, black books and dragon claws, you will notice displays for a lot more miscellaneous items you don't often see in a home. There's even a display for the notched pickaxe and the poacher's axe. Besides all the displays for specific items, there is plenty of storage in this room. There are lots of chests, bookcases and mannequins. Besides this room being functional, I really love the way this wing is built and how some of the items are displayed. If you've been in any of the palaces or castles made by this author, it won't be a surprise that this palace is huge. Daedric Castle and Snow Elf Palace, which I showcased a few months back, are from the same author as this place. I myself really like large homes, castles and palaces, but very often you can get lost easily, and for me this kinda takes away that feeling of feeling at home. As huge as the castles and palaces from this author might be, I never really did get lost in these. The layout of rooms makes sense to me. And other than that, I normally don't really find larger homes to be practical. I never felt that way when using the palaces and castles from Skyrim less. Very often the crafting areas are easy to get to, and the display halls manage a lot of different type of uniques. A lot of castles and palaces Skyrim last made actually feel kind of practical. It's all really well thought out. While we're still in the display halls, let us take a look at some armor mods, weapon mods and a very familiar follower. The first armor mod I chose is the Lost Paladins of the Divine's Wrath armor. I chose this mod because I used the same type of armor and weapons in Oblivion for a while. This could fit perfectly if you plan to play something of a holy character. And this armor includes two swords, a one-handed sword and a two-handed sword, which go really well with the armor. There's also 3 different helmets to choose from, and this set contains 2 different capes. This armor can be crafted with the Daedric smithing perk. This mod also comes with a new essential horse with custom armor to add to the herd of horses. This horse can be found at Frostmere Crypt. For another armor mod I chose the Alfheim Robes and Alfheim Knight's armor. I showcased this mod before in my favorite armor videos, so I won't go over it in too much detail. I really do think the armors and weapons go well together with this place. So I wanted to give this a place in this episode anyway. Actually, I would love to see the Alfheim robes and armors being equipped by the NPCs here. And for the final armor I picked the Knights of the Nine armor. This of course looks like the armor from the official Oblivion's DLC Knights of the Nine. You will have to face a ghost of the Nine Protector to claim the armor and get hold of a new spell to summon the ghost. This ghost can be found at the Tower Stones. And for the first weapon mod I picked True Flame and Hope's Fire. If you played the expansion Tribunal in Morrowind, you most likely recognize these weapons. The visual effects can be turned off, however that kind of takes away the Morrowind feel to it for me. The weapons can be crafted with the Daedric smithing perk or be found near some dead bandits at the Tweemaru in Kagrensel. At least it's not as impossible to pronounce as Morrowind's Tweemaruins Argdhunsh Sturmdus, Nushleftingt or Adat Shashanamu.
It's time to stop!
For another weapon mod I chose Insanity's Umbra sword. Umbra has been one of my favorite vanilla weapons in Morrowind and Oblivion. And much like in Morrowind and Oblivion, you will have to face a powerful enemy to claim the sword as your own. The sword itself represents the original Umbra perfectly in design, and it even has the soul trap enchantment. And for the next mod I chose something not too serious. It's a follower. The follower I chose is the Adoring Fan. I really had to include this for hopefully obvious reasons if you played Oblivion. This famous fella can be found at the Candleheart Hall in Windhelm. He uses the same dialogue as in Oblivion, but it's not voice acted. The Adoring Fan is especially good at flying off cliffs. The author kept this in mind, so he will respawn every time he dies at the Candleheart Hall in Windhelm.
Good day, sir!
When I was recording this, I remembered a video I absolutely loved back in the day for Oblivion. I leave it in the description below. Give it a try later if you like, and if you happen to know it, it might actually be fun to see it again. The last mod I want to show besides the rest of the palace is the Winged Twilight race. This race is made by the same author as the Golden Saint race, which I showed earlier. Even if you don't want to play as this race but would like to have one traveling with you as a companion, you can summon it with spells the author made available in his optional files, just as with the Golden Saints. And while we're still here, we take one quick look at some uniques you can place in the display halls. And we then travel back to the main area of this palace and cross the room here towards the bed and bathrooms.
Honor to you.
And the center of this area of the palace has a huge pool. Surrounding this area there are different bedrooms, a small lounge, a dining space and even another bar. There is not too much to say about this wing of the palace. I'd probably just repeat myself how well everything is made, and instead of doing that I'll just show some clips I made here. Now that's done, we travel towards the next wing of the palace, the crafting area. The crafting area is another large area. This contains everything you might need as far as enchanting, alchemy and smithing goes. This center of the room has a round table with some more nicely placed clutter. Almost all of the clutter in this palace is static, so no worrying about physics going weird or accidentally messing up how everything is placed. In the corner of the main hall we have an enchanting area. In the other corner of the room we have alchemy area. And traveling towards the other side of the room there is a large Ayleid forge, which really fits in this area. Of course there's also a smelter, a whetting stone and a tanning rack, and much more storage space. The other rooms connected with this room offer some more beds, bots, storage space and overall some more nice looking areas. The crafting area here is connected to the outside of the palace. This makes it easily accessible if you need to quickly craft something. And that's about it for this episode. If you like this home, also check out the other mods by this author. He made a couple of palaces and castles that wouldn't really fit in the category as normal palaces or castles. A lot of these have a very unique feel to it. I most likely will feature more castles and palaces from this author in the future. I already made a video for Daedric Castle and Snow Elf Palace by this author. They don't have commentary, but who knows, you might like them. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If so, consider leaving a like or subscribe, I very much appreciate it. And thanks everyone who's been supporting my videos so far, either by liking them, commenting or return to watch my new videos regularly. It's really motivational and I'll do my best to keep improving the content I upload, whether it be Skyrim or anything else. I'll finish this video with some more rooms I didn't show yet from the crafting area, and some more shots from the outside. Thanks for watching guys, and see you all later.